Imagine waking up tomorrow. You reach for your wallet, pull out a crisp $100 bill, and realize something is off. It's still paper, still familiar, still in your hand, but it isn't functioning the same way. Transactions feel smoother, faster, almost invisible. Some payments happen automatically. Your bank account has subtle notifications you've never seen. According to leaked Federal Reserve notes and Bloomberg reports, pilot programs are already testing a digital dollar in select cities. This isn't science fiction. It's happening quietly, while most of America remains unaware. You might roll your eyes and think, this sounds like hype. But history tells a different story. Financial transformations never make grand announcements. They start quietly, memos, experiments, pilots. By the time the average person notices, the rules have already shifted. Early participants gain advantage, late adopters scramble. That lesson played out in 1971 when the US left the gold standard, and again in countless currency upheavals around the world. Today, insiders suggest the dollar itself may be quietly entering a new era, and those who understand the roadmap first can benefit in ways the general public won't even see. Picture this. Your morning coffee costs the same, yet every transaction now has a layer of automation. Behind the scenes, your money is programmable. Rules are applied automatically, some for efficiency, some for compliance, some to incentivize certain behaviors. Governments, banks, and corporations are quietly testing these features. You might still hold cash physically, but its role is shifting, slowly, subtly. And when the change becomes obvious, it's too late to gain the first mover advantage. Financial upheavals always start quietly. In Weimar Germany, the collapse of the mark began with subtle monetary experiments, small policy shifts, and incremental market manipulations. By the time the public noticed, hyperinflation was already accelerating, and daily life had changed dramatically. The Soviet ruble didn't fall overnight. It deteriorated while insiders tested reforms, revaluations, and internal transfers. Even the US gold standard exit in 1971 stunned the world, but investors who noticed the internal signals early protected their wealth and even thrived. History repeats because patterns are predictable, and those who see them first gain enormous leverage. The dollar isn't just a piece of paper, it underpins global trade. Oil, tech, commodities, international commerce, all priced in dollars. For decades, it has been the default safe haven for investors worldwide. But cracks are appearing. Record-breaking national debt, unprecedented money printing, and rising geopolitical competition from China, Russia, and emerging markets are quietly eroding its dominance. Bloomberg and insider reports indicate pilots and strategic experiments are already underway. The narrative we see in the media, stable, calm, ordinary, is only part of the story. This isn't about traditional inflation, interest rates, or market swings. This is about digital transformation, where money becomes programmable, traceable, and instantaneous. Imagine your bank account equipped with a turbo button. Every transaction, every transfer, every payment can follow rules designed for efficiency, compliance, or economic incentives. Early adopters gain advantages others can't see. Fees are lower, transfers are faster, and investment channels may open that remain closed to the general public. Timing becomes everything. Consider daily life. Rent, groceries, sending money abroad, everything could become faster and seamless. But here's the secret. Those who engage early experience immediate benefits. Those who wait face friction, delays, and higher costs. Currency transformation is rarely a gradual shift. History shows that major changes occur during financial stress, crises, wars, or global economic shifts. Right now, all three factors are in play. Banks are under stress, geopolitical tension is rising, and technology allows governments to implement systemic change almost instantly. The opportunity window is narrow and every day matters. Let's examine the dual-layer system described in leaks. One layer is your everyday dollars, used for groceries, rent, and small payments. The second is a VIP account, optimized for large transfers, investments, and international transactions. Think of it as a regular wallet plus a private turbocharged vault. Early adopters experience instant transfers, reduced fees, and preferential investment access. Late adopters eventually gain access, but with friction, cost, or delay. According to insider notes, these systems are being quietly piloted in major US cities. Imagine a young professional saving for a house. Their paycheck goes into a traditional account. A portion could be allocated into a digital dollar VIP account, earning faster returns, gaining access to cross-border investments, and benefiting from automated features. Early participants position themselves for a strategic advantage invisible to the majority until the full rollout. History reinforces this urgency. In 1944, Bretton Woods established the dollar as the global reserve currency. In 1971, exiting the gold standard shocked markets worldwide. Both events started quietly, with insider memos circulating long before public announcements. Today's digital dollar represents a modern parallel, faster, programmable, and AI enhanced. The difference? You have foresight, Insider notes provide a roadmap unseen by most. Visualize 2025. You log in, and transactions move instantly. Alerts signal automated transfers. Limits appear that weren't there yesterday. Digital wallets, pilot programs, and programmable features integrate subtly. Most Americans won't notice. By the time adoption is mainstream, the system may already be shaping how wealth flows, incentives are applied, and strategic opportunities are captured. Pause and consider the stakes. Traditional savings or cash-heavy accounts may not thrive in this environment. Some assets will integrate seamlessly, others may lag. This is not speculation, it's the leaked roadmap. Early understanding and action separate those who gain from those who scramble. Now picture everyday transactions. Governments may incentivize digital dollar use, lower fees, faster transfers, or preferential rewards. Retailers and banks may prioritize digital dollar transactions. Early users experience frictionless efficiency. Late users face slower transactions and potential cost. This is about behavior shaping as much as convenience, rewarding those who engage first. Leaked documents suggest a limited conversion window before full rollout. Early participants enjoy instant integration, lower costs, and access to investment channels. Miss it, and integration becomes slower, more cumbersome, or restricted. Months, not years, determine advantage. Globally, the US isn't acting alone. Other nations are testing central bank digital currencies. Leaks indicate the Federal Reserve and Treasury plan interoperability, ensuring the dollar maintains global dominance. This is high-stakes economic strategy, setting the 2026 stage for leadership or vulnerability. Now layer in personas. A small business owner could automate payroll and cross-border transfers in minutes. A retiree could optimize pension flows automatically. A young professional could gain early access to international investments. Each scenario demonstrates the principle: timing and insight equal leverage. Think of the dual-layer system again. One wallet is everyday money. The second is VIP, turbocharged. Priority access for strategic moves. Early adopters gain faster transfers, reduced fees, and preferential investments. Those who wait eventually access the system, but under less favorable conditions. Pause. AI integration is next. Leaked notes suggest automated recommendations, tax optimization, and spending guidance. Your account could function like a GPS-guided money map, steering transactions efficiently while maximizing incentives. Early adoption provides first-mover advantages unseen by the majority. Global alignment adds stakes. Leaks suggest U.S. digital dollars will interoperate with foreign CBDCs. International payments could become instant, seamless, and optimized for early adopters. Those who delay adoption face slower traditional transfers, higher costs, and missed opportunities. Counterintuitive insight: early adoption isn't just compliance, it's reward. Reduced fees, automatic incentives, and preferential investment access are only available to early participants. The general public won't see this until it's too late. Credibility. Pause. Insiders report hundreds of thousands of pilot accounts in 5 major cities, coordinated with select corporate and government partners. This is not theory. It's controlled experimentation with measurable outcomes and monitored adoption. By 2026, millions could use digital dollar systems, from banking and payroll to retail and international trade. Prepared participants experience seamless integration. Unprepared ones struggle. Strategic positioning is essential. Comment below, would you join a digital dollar pilot today? Hit like if this scenario surprises you. In the next segment, we'll explore leaked memos, insider notes, and the detailed rollout timeline. Historical perspective: the dollar became reserve currency at Bretton Woods. The gold standard exit in 1971 reshaped markets overnight. Early recognition meant survival and advantage. The digital dollar could reshape the economy similarly, but faster, AI-enabled, and programmable. Insider notes offer insight few Americans will have. Pause. Imagine daily life. Retailers incentivize digital dollar use. Banks reward early adoption. Pensions, rent, and subscriptions integrate seamlessly. Cash still exists, but perks, speed, and convenience make it secondary. Early adopters experience frictionless benefits. Late adopters face slower processing and missed opportunities. Now visualize 3 personas: a young professional, a small business owner, and a retiree, each leveraging the system differently, but all gaining strategic advantage through timing and insight. The system is not just technology, it's financial behavior design. Leaked, phase-based rollouts suggest select cities, banks, and international integration by 2026. Early movers are first to benefit from a system already shaping the economy. Geopolitical layer: the U.S. coordinates digital dollar implementation alongside global central bank pilots. Early adoption affects cross-border trade, investment flows, and economic leverage. Numbers matter. 5 to 10% faster liquidity, lower transaction fees, and early access to global investments. This is measurable. Pause. Behavioral incentives integrate savings, spending, and tax optimization. Your account functions as a GPS-guided money map. Early adoption maximizes efficiency, benefits, and strategic control. Here's the ultimate microhook: AI integration, global interoperability, dual-layer accounts, and the 2025-2026 conversion window converge. Those prepared thrive, those who wait react. Timing isn't optional, it's everything. Finally, empowerment. Knowledge equals leverage. Monitoring pilots, regulatory updates, and positioning assets gives you advantage few will have. Reacting late means playing catch-up. Acting early means moving fast, smart, and first. Visualize 2026. Transactions instant, investments global, wealth flows efficiently. Average Americans scramble, early adopters thrive. Strategic foresight made the difference. Comment below, what would you do if digital dollars went mainstream tomorrow? Like subscribe and follow for every leak, insider note, and update leading to 2026. This isn't just a financial shift. It's preparation, strategy, and timing. Those who act wisely now could thrive while others play catch-up. Now that you understand the system quietly unfolding, let's talk survival. The assets that endure when currencies fail, when banks falter, and when economies collapse. This isn't theory. This is financial forensics drawn from a century of hyperinflation, currency crises, and monetary revolutions. Picture November 1923, Berlin. A loaf of bread costs 200 billion marks. Not 200, not 200,000, 200 billion. A woman ahead of you carries a wheelbarrow, not groceries, but enough cash for milk. By the time you reach the counter, the price jumps to 250 billion marks. The currency loses value faster than anyone can process. This was Weimar Germany, but the same pattern repeats. Venezuela, 2018, Zimbabwe, 28, Lebanon, 2023. Every fiat currency eventually faces the same mathematical collapse. So what survived? What actually retained value when governments printed, devalued, and defaulted? Let's start with the one asset most people still ignore: precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, the assets no government can arbitrarily print. During Weimar Germany, paper marks became worthless. Gold didn't. An ounce bought the same basket of goods before, during, and after hyperinflation. Zimbabwe, Venezuela, Turkey, patterns repeat. When domestic currency collapses, metals act as a shield. Gold doesn't need earnings or dividends. Its purpose is simple: preserve purchasing power. Supply is fixed, demand surges during crises, and value is maintained. Here's the insight most miss. Gold isn't speculation, it's insurance. It doesn't rise because of hype. It becomes relatively more valuable as currency collapses. Historical data proves it. 2008 financial crisis, gold fell initially, then rose 166% in under 3 years. Silver surged 448%. 1970s stagflation, gold bottomed in 1976, then rose 440% over 3 years. Pattern recognition is indisputable. When fiat fails, gold wins. Next, foreign hard currencies. During domestic collapse, the fastest escape is holding someone else's stable money. Beirut, October 2019. A nurse saves $50,000 in Lebanese pounds. Pegged at 507 per dollar since 1997, suddenly the pound collapses. By 2025, the official rate is $89,000 per dollar. That $50,000, now worth just $1,000. Her colleague, holding actual US dollars outside the banking system, maintains 100% purchasing power. Not magic. Pattern repeats worldwide. Zimbabwe, Ecuador, El Salvador, Panama, Venezuela, Argentina. People vote with wallets. Access to foreign currency equals survival. Now, here's the counterintuitive one: productive equities, stocks with real assets and international revenue. In Venezuela, the Caracas Stock Exchange exploded even as the economy imploded. Individual companies went parabolic. Why? Stocks aren't paper. They're ownership in factories, land, inventory, revenue streams. Currency collapses. Nominal prices rise to reflect real value, but critical nuance: not all stocks survive. Companies with revenue tied entirely to collapsing currency perish. Companies with diversified or export-driven income thrive. Those with international exposure see real profitability preserved. Lesson: equities aren't just survivors. They're potential beneficiaries if structured correctly. Consumables and barter goods come next. When formal currency fails, economies don't stop. They reorganize. Post-Weimar Germany, Reichsmark worthless. Cigarettes became currency. Standardized, divisible, non-perishable, widely accepted. Red Cross packages flooded camps. Cigarette prices adjusted to scarcity like fiat would. Venezuela, 2018. Fishermen trade catch for flour, basic tools, batteries, water, or fuel. Tactical assets. They can't serve as long-term wealth stores, but in acute crises, they are essential liquidity. Finally, agricultural land, the immobile, calorie-producing asset. During the Great Depression, urban dwellers starved. Farmers produced food and survived. Venezuela, Zimbabwe, Those with land maintain production capacity. But vulnerabilities exist. Land is illiquid. Political risk can destroy ownership. Zimbabwe. 2000, the government expropriates farms. Output drops 60%. Property value declines 75% in a year. Taxation, local currency sales, and domestic-only crops increase risk. Strategic approach. Own land capable of export revenue or hold via protective corporate structures. Land preserves value through production, but is vulnerable to interference. Let's flip the lens. What goes to zero? Fixed income securities denominated in the collapsing currency. Bonds, treasuries, credit to a failing state is annihilated. Weimar Germany, Argentina, Lebanon. Bonds and savings accounts in local currency vanish. The nominal value may appear, but purchasing power evaporates. Being a creditor in a failing system is the fastest route to destruction. Savings accounts and domestic currency face the same fate. Lebanese pounds, Argentine pesos, Zimbabwe dollars, accounts nominally hold value, but the real-world purchasing power collapses. History is clear. If your asset is tied to a collapsing currency, it fails, not market failure. Logical outcome. Now, let's connect patterns to today. Iraq, liquidity crisis, 70% of currency supply frozen, informal exchange skyrockets. Stage 3 behavior. Turkey, gold deposits doubled in 1 quarter, citizens flee fiat. Lebanon, 98% collapse, banking system insolvent. Stage 5, total failure. And the United States, $38 trillion debt. Debt to GDP ratio rising. Interest payments surpass military spending. Dollar dominance waning from 80% global reserves in 1970s to 65% today. Historical parallel. British pound, 1913-1953. Lost reserve status. Patterns are visible for those who study them. Here's the brutal truth. Currency collapse isn't hypothetical, it's historical norm. Average lifespan of fiat currency, 27 years. 99% of all currencies that existed no longer exist. The question isn't if the dollar will falter, it ain't us whether you will be prepared when it does. So let's synthesize actionable strategy. 5 assets survived every collapse. Precious metals, gold, silver, the ultimate store of value. Foreign hard currencies, the escape valve for purchasing power. Productive equities with international revenue. Beneficiaries of devaluation. Consumables are barter goods. Tactical liquidity during acute crisis. Agricultural land, the ultimate food-producing immobile asset. Assets destroyed in collapse. Fixed income securities in local currency, annihilation. Savings accounts in failing banking systems, purchasing power wiped. Diversification isn't optional, it's survival. A portfolio entirely in domestic equities or bonds faces catastrophic risk. A genuinely resilient portfolio includes metals, foreign currency, productive international assets, and strategically held real assets. Now, consider the present. Iraq, Turkey, Lebanon. Show warning signs, liquidity crises, gold flight, rapid devaluation. Dollar remains strong, but history proves stability is never permanent. Preparation, foresight, and early action are what separate survival from disaster. Pause and reflect. Knowledge is leverage. Tracking pilots, regulatory memos, and systemic shifts gives you advantage. Waiting means reacting. Acting early means controlling, positioning, and thriving. Finally, picture the future. 2026. Transactions are instant, wealth flows globally, AI-driven integration optimizes behavior. Early adopters enjoy frictionless movement, reduced costs, and strategic access. Late participants scramble, pay higher fees, and adapt reactively. The difference isn't luck. It's preparation, timing, and insight. Comment below, what would you do if this digital dollar system went mainstream tomorrow? Hit like, subscribe, and follow every insider leak, memo, and update leading to 2026. Because the story isn't about fear, it's about positioning. Those who act wisely now thrive, while the rest play catch-up.